This is Ben from Common Knives, and you're listening to the High Carbon Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the High Carbon Podcast. I am back from Solingen. Crazy, busy weekend and crazy at home. Getting back into the swing of things, putting materials away, catching up on some of the orders over the weekend. And we actually have a special guest with us tonight. She was also at the Knife Show Solingen. We have Maxi, again from the Knife Lounge Hamburg. Welcome, Maxi, to the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Crazy weekend and a nice holiday rest today.
Yeah, I think same crazy weekend like you. Yeah, like you do. I was just wondering. Some Americans used to say Solingen, so you did very well with Solingen.
Yeah, because he's more Austrian than German or American now. So
yeah, when we get into the knife awards later, I'm gonna also be on the Austrian side because Austria took it over this year. So, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Before we get into Solingen, I wanted to ask you about the DKE knife show that you were at in April, because I think that's a pretty cool show. I know it's been around for a while, but it seems to be more and more of the Austrian people making their way over to the show. How was that for you guys this year? Was that your first year there?
Yeah, that was my first year at the DKE. It's the Dutch knife exhibition. And I think it was also the first year for Martin Huber, but I'm not sure about this because this show was this year very international. And, you know, it's a small show. I think I'm not sure, but there are maybe about 600 to 700 visitors. Mm-hmm. But the Dutch are also very knife enthusiasts. This is yeah, and I really loved the organization there. Everything went very well. You could park in front of the big hall or in front of the venue where the show were. This was really, really good organized.
Yeah, I made it 2 years. Last year I didn't go. I've been there twice. So the first time I went, they were at a different venue, and then they moved to this newer one, which seems to be much bigger. Like you said, parking was way better. It's kind of like in an industrial park area, so there's lots of room for everybody to get around in a nice big door like you would have in a big car workshop area. I guess like they can pull up the big giant door and you can pull right up to it with your truck back up, and if you got a big booth or lots of stuff, it's really easy to get in and out of.
And it looked like more this is a venue for more than one show. So there is one restaurant, and there are also guys which are not obviously not from our show. And I think there are 2 other shows, or at least one other show going on. And with this one restaurant, it makes very sense to them to sell their stuff to all the show guests. But I did not know what the other shows were. Lots of very happy people there. Yeah.
Cool. So Knife Show Solingen, new venue this year. I think the venue was much better than the other location. Nice big open hall. The temperature in there was great all weekend. Unfortunately, a few of the people had a tent that was kind of attached, well, detached. I guess you had to go outside to the food area, and then there was this kind of like a party tent outside. But inside in the main hall was really nice. You could see all the visitors, lots of people there on the first day for sure. Second day was Mother's Day. It slowed down a little bit, but I think the EDC people did really well. How did your table go with lots of EDC equipment?
Well, the first day were really crazy. You know, I think the first 4 hours there were people standing in front of our tables in 3 rows, and they couldn't get through. But the second day it was really, I don't like to say slow, but it was really, you had more time for conversations and walking around and seeing each other, and you know, all the stuff you you like to do on shows like this. But I also think the new location went very well for us. It looks more like an American Blade show, the bigger rooms, lights and air, fresh air. And what do you think about the visitors? Were there more or less than 2024?
It's hard to say. The last year, so 2024, seems to be, well, before the show started, I went outside like a half hour earlier, out to the front where everybody was gathering, waiting to get into the shows, and handed out some. I have my logo printed on car air fresheners and a little flyer about stuff that was for sale on my booth, and I handed out 200 of them. That's all I had with me, so I didn't get to all the people. So there was more than that waiting already at half hour before the show started. Seems to me like there was more people at the old location, but maybe that's just I don't know. Maybe that's just because they all kind of crowd into that one smaller area at once and then move along through the show. But it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it felt for me that there were a lot of more people, especially on Saturday, but they sold more or less exact the same amount of tickets in 2024.
So like 3,000, something like that, visitors?
Yeah, exactly. 3,000. And 250-ish exhibitors.
Which was
and lots more on a
record
waiting
for them,
list.
I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they were on 220 maybe in 2024.
Yeah, the organization, definitely they put a lot more work into the organization. For example, if you had a booth, you could get the back walls, you could get the tablecloth, everything from trash can to seats. I mean, you could get VIP parking. They had all kinds of options for people that were traveling from further away, so they didn't have to take as much stuff with them. And they had all those things already set up in your area when you got there. And I really think the nice thing about that, I'm not sure if this was at the old location, but you were able to set up on Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So a nice window for people with boots and lots of things to carry in. Make sure they got everything set up before the show started, which was a big help for me.
Mm-hmm. But did you brought your machines as well?
I didn't bring my machines this year. I had a smaller truck available for me, and I really didn't do much machine sales or any at the show. I mean, afterwards you get people, but it's just a lot of work and a lot of heavy stuff to carry around. So this year I left them at home. Seems like every time you leave something at home because you think it didn't do good last year, then people ask about it. And where is it? So you can't bring everything.
Yeah.
So you guys had on the first day so many people waiting. Did you have like some new exclusive models or anything coming out, or what do you think that reason for that was?
Yeah, we had some guys on our table. It was called Black Circus Leather, and he is a guy who's doing EDC organizer by hand from leather, and also she's from leather, and he's he is not doing a lot of this stuff in a year because it's not his main job, and all his EDC organizers we dropped on our web shop were sold out within seconds, and he came with lots of leather organizers. Yeah, and we told our community to be quick because he brought a lot, but not a lot from every color. So if you want to choose your color, please be quick. And yeah, they were quick. We also had Jesper Voxnes from Giant Mouse, and also Benjamin Bacon came from the United States, and he is from Jack Wolf Knives. Are you familiar with Jack Wolf Knives?
Yes. Yeah.
Slip joints in a new, in a more modern way.
Yeah, we went to a dinner with a bunch of knife makers and people from the knife community on Saturday night, and we talked a little bit about how like some of the really bigger name knife makers that were with us you didn't know, and a lot of our people didn't know your EDC guys, which was kind of funny. And there happened to be two people there that probably would have been following around all night. They were a booth across from you. You had Lucas Burnley and Jen Zanzo was also there. Yeah. Sure. You missed out, probably.
Would love have to be there. I know. You wrote to me when you saw them, and I was like, "Oh my God, Bernie is there!" And he was selling, if I remember correctly, Lucas was selling like a special edition Kihoku that was made by Booker, and he was signing those, and I was like, "Oh my God, did I miss him? I miss him out." Yeah, and Jens Anso was there, and I'm like, God damn, I love his videos. He's the least gangster looking person who listens to the most gangster rap ever, and I love his humor.
Yeah.
He looks. I mean, not to offend you, Anso. Jens, I mean, if you are listening to this, you don't look that. But the music you are listening to is pretty hard. So yeah, old school rap. So yeah, and I love his folders. Yeah.
Which one is your favorite? Do you have?
I must
or
say,
is there even a favorite?
I mean, Not first of all, not talking about folders. I love his Astra project. I think it is called like that. The fixed blade that has exchangeable like blades, handle design. I love that idea. And totally, what is the latest knife that he did? I really like that one. It was the it's starts something with a K, and I know
maybe the Toko, because that one is popular.
Yeah, Toko. Yeah. Yes. not does not start with a K. Yeah. And he showcases all of his like the process in his designs, and he has some old school approaches to that, and I really dig that with the light table and stuff like that. And also I'm very thankful to him because he suggested his favorite pen is the Pilot B2, I think, and I bought a box of those, and these are really good pens. Just a ball pen, but they are very cheap and very good. Yeah, so I'm so sad. It's actually the saddest part that I've missed out being able to talk with those two guys. Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know that Lucas Burnley was best man on Jens Anso's wedding?
No way.
Yeah.
No. I did not expect that they actually. I think I kind of wish I knew that they were. It's a small community that they know each other, but that they were like the best man in Anso's wedding. I had no idea. This is something else. Yeah.
This is they are very close, and this is another. I think this is another short story about how close the knife world is.
Yeah, I mean, being a best man, and I mean, Lucas is so. I love his design language, and both of them have very distinct design languages. I mean, I really, as a knife maker, I really appreciate that, being able, just to make different kind of knives that you can kind of instantly tell which designer did that or made that, but they yet look different from each other, and I really appreciate that.
I think this is the most difficult part in knife designing, to redesign the oldest tool on the world, and don't do it over busy, but still recognizable, and on the other hand, that everyone wants it, or some guys. So this is extremely difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I've encountered this problem a little bit because I do like revisions of my models where I get some feedback throughout the years, couple of years, and then I just try to and implement the feedback and make a better knife. And you still have to keep in mind like how it previously looked, the new stuff that you need to implement, and you need still kind of to make it look similar to the last iteration but yet look better and improved. And it's just hard. Even I would say to create something new, it's easier than to create something similar yet like version 2.0, version 3.0 of the same thing, but yet make it look similar but yet different. It's
I guess I never thought that way, but it makes sense. Yeah.
I never thought about that too before I had to do that. But yeah. It's like creating a movie, if you are creating the second part of a movie and the first was a success, damn, you are standing on a small giant shoulders, then you have to, you have to keep the parts that people actually like and to make it look similar. So
yeah. A lots of weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, not mine. I'm not comparing myself to Luca or Jens, but yeah. And if I remember correctly, you mentioned that there was somebody from Giant Mouse. If I remember correctly, Jens is no more a part of Giant Mouse, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Jens is now. He invested a lot in machines, and I think he has now a couple of employees. I think a team about 4 to 6 people. So he needed to focus on his own brand. So this is from my understanding, and that's the reason he left Giant Mouse. But they are still very close.
Oh yeah, just staying on the conversation about Jens, I think I must say that the best folder, I'm changing my answer, Maxi, sorry.
Yeah.
But I think it's the Aros. I think it's called like that, with the chassis design, with the interchangeable scales. It's brilliant. It was brilliant until it lasted, but maybe he'll come with a second iteration of that. Hopefully.
Hope so too.
Yeah.
But I think there's something already in his mind.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's the knife that started all of the quotes unquote shop build, where he's not only the sole maker, but the team that you talked about are also adding some effort and making them. So yet sadly he had to discontinue it because it was way too expensive to produce. Because if you are a designer first and not manufacturer first, then you try to create something really beautiful, and the manufacturability comes into a second place. But then you have to run a business. So just makes those first releases way more collectible, I guess.
Right, way more special, right? So are you thinking about to come next year? But because I think Jens will be there as well.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I mean, Keith was talking to me. He was like, "You need to come. You need to, have some connections. You have to showcase your work." And here you come in, Maxi, and you say Jens will be most probably, maybe next year. And I'm like, I'm in.
I don't think Lucas Burnley is coming because he could do only one show, either Knife Solingen or Blade Show Atlanta, and he decided for Knife Solingen, but I don't think he can make it next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he was working on the Kihoku for so long, if I remember correctly, and he was telling about the manufacturing and how he's getting that done, and now they are releasing it. I guess I don't know the details. Do you know? Are they releasing it as a full like Boker high-end knife, or did they just do a run of 40 of those? Or
you mean the Kiboka you have seen?
Kiboka.
This one is made by Boker. I think it's a €180 knife. completely made by Boca, and the first release was at the Knife, and they are going to sell it in different versions, handle materials. And Lucas did this, I don't know, this special pattern on the blade. They made 2 different handle materials. The first one was red Richlight, as I remember correctly, and all signed by him. And the second edition is for special dealers. This one is a blue Richlight, also signed by him.
Special dealers. Is Knife Lounge getting any?
We are getting some, yeah. I think they made 40.
Yeah.
But I think I was trying to order 40. But I'm hoping to get some, maybe 4.
Yeah. Any idea when they will drop on Knife Lounge? Any inside info?
I think next week. I think I have seen a huge box from Boca, but not with all the Kiboke, but a couple of them. Yeah. Yeah. I think next week they will be released. I think we are going to release them on our. We are doing them every Monday. We are doing a live show on YouTube, and I think we are going to release them Monday 8 p.m.
And 8 p.m. is that what time zone? I need to know.
Yeah, a German time zone. What is it? Is it CEST? Yeah. So what time is it in Lithuania right now?
It's 10. 4 past 10.
Okay. Yeah. It's 1 hour.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll survive. It's fine. My sleep schedule hates me, but it's fine.
Okay. So are you usually more an early bird, or are you more a late podcaster?
Oh no, I'm such an early bird. Really? Okay, I cannot lie. I love to sleep in. I mean, look, Maxi, I'm working for myself. I love to sleep.
Okay.
Look, some people say the best sleep hours are between 9 and 12 in the evening. These are the best hours. I must say the best hours for sleep are between 7 and 10 in the morning, because everybody is going to work and you are sleeping so sweetly.
You mean between 7 p.m. and 10 a.m.?
7 a.m. and 10 a.m.
I was 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's these are the sweetest sleep hours. I mean, I know Keith is laughing because he's living on old man's time. He's waking up at 4 in the morning, right, Keith?
Yeah, the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah. But the first mouse gets the trap, and the second mouse gets the cheese. So you know. Just so you know.
Yeah, and at the Boca booth there was Lucas Burnley, and they on Saturday he was there sitting in his chair, and it looks like he signed books. He signed boxes and knives. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's such a celebrity, I guess.
And on Sunday they did this with Alex Kramer. So the designer from the AK1 or AK4, AK2. Yeah. And they also had this Porsche standing there. Have you seen it, Keith?
Yeah, I couldn't miss it when you first walked in, at least from the loading entrance. They had kind of a off-road rally Porsche all set up at the Boca booth.
And also they had some, you could sharpen your knife there. They had a lot of workshop tools there. And I think they also had a sharpening contest. And they also had, these candy automats where you can get your candy or your bubble gum in this plastic. I don't know. Do you have these automats as well?
like just a candy machine where you put money in and
Yeah, exactly. And you get a ball out of that, and there's a
Okay,
surprising candy in.
yeah.
And they did it with knives on
Okay.
at the Boca booth.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I know they were doing like cutting contests over there. I don't know how often they did it, but I heard the announcement a couple of times. I think there was some stuff going on outside those two tents out there too. But
Yeah.
I mean, as an exhibitor, it's hard to get around and see all these things. You miss a lot of it.
Yeah, this is what I just wanted to say, that we missed all the outside stuff. Like I think new sharpening systems, and also I don't know what they did with some swords and wood. I only saw it on Instagram, and I thought, well, I missed a lot.
Yeah, so that was over near the VIP parking lot. This guy, I think, was at the past couple of Solingen knife shows where they put these, what are those grass mats, like katana mats, I think it's called, and they were cutting them with swords, with Japanese swords.
Yeah, I was just browsing, and I think it's the first time they had a knife guide. You can still see it on their website, and I was just browsing about what they had at they call it edge area. They had the Solingen bench grinder sharpening service from Tackle Solingen. They also had abrasives and polishing materials. I don't know. And also workshops with sharpening with a whetstone, and news from sharpening systems and other sharpening systems. Oh God, they had a lot of sharpening systems there. And demonstration of polishing and sharpening again. And on Sunday, they even had some rhythm coordination techniques in modern harness. Also, espada. I think that was the Spanish thing you were talking about. Real contact stick fighting. Oh God. And fencing and close distance. Okay. And double rapier, movement patterns and applications. And disarms in longsword fencing. Yeah. What you need in urban survival.
Yeah. All the good stuff. But I know with the exhibit with the visitors ticket or badge, that they also had the option to go outside of the knife show, also to like the Klingen Museum, and there was a few things that were off location that you got free entry with, as well as public transportation to get to and from. So there was a lot of stuff to do for visitors and people coming with their wives or husband that maybe weren't as interested in the knife stuff. There was other things to do. So they had a lot of options.
They also had the exhibition at the Klingen Museum called Sheep Blades. Have you heard of her? The Sheep Blades exhibition?
I saw it quickly in the program, but I don't know anything about it.
It's I don't remember her name right now, but she's a female. She's a knife maker, and she also is running this project showing female knife maker, and she wants to be more connect female knife maker, and the Sheep Blades exhibition was I think it was the last day in Solingen, but also she also took place a year ago in Vienna with with Andreas Lorenzi.
Okay.
Andreas had his own shop, and on the other side of the street, he has also the exhibition, for example, for sheep blades or for scissors or a lot of different topics.
Yeah, we had him on the show before to talk about knife rights. He's very well informed in those topics. So. But there was another big thing going on, the Knife Awards, which you and the Knife Lounge took part of. Can you tell us a little bit about the Knife Award and your part in it? You guys were giving away a prize.
Yes, and also, as I remember correct, the Austrians were really, take a big part on it too. So, the Knife Awards, Solning is doing the jury award, and I think there were 20 knives in the Knife Awards, and they were from 8 different countries. So the topics this year were a cookery with a twist. So you could see a lot of beautiful cookeries with a lot of new ideas in. And there were a jury award from the Friends of the Klinge Museum. I think you could win €2,000, and and we are the sponsor of the audience award. It's another €2,000 the knife maker can win. But the audience decide about it. So everyone who enters the show is getting I think it's kind of a DIN A4 paper, and you can give your choice or your vote to the winner.
Yeah, so at the back of the hallway, they had a big couple of cases from the museum where they had all the kukri entries displayed, and as you got your ticket, like you said, you got the paper to fill out. When you made it over to the booth, you could pick your number one for the kukri design. I didn't quite understand the second part for the I know who won the first 3 knives through the knife award, but I didn't get the visitor's choice award. Can you tell us who won for yours? I somehow missed that part. I was there watching it, but
so this year they told us the first 3,
first, second,
the first
and
3
place.
winners. Yeah. So the 3rd place goes to a German, Stefan Steigerwald, and his was a bigger one with a lot of stuff going on, very practical for cookery. The second,
he made his like signature steampunk style, like he does for his folding knives, and the kukri was actually a folding kukri, so it was a pretty cool knife.
The second place goes to Marko Gadavic. This is how you call his name, Gadavic?
Yep.
Yes. So, and Marcus was also really beautiful because he has this Turkish twist Damascus steel, and also a very light handle. I forgot to ask about the material for the handle, but it was very, very beautiful. And the first prize and the winner of the audience award goes to Christoph Fechtel.
It was an amazing knife, yeah.
Yeah, and it had also 2. I don't know. It was maybe a toothpick or yeah. It was a cookery knife for sure, but there were also 2 other little. I would call them. I think either it was a little knife, and something else.
Christoph made a copper Damascus keyhole integral kukri knife, which was crazy. The Damascus pattern went into the keyhole. If you can watch some videos of him as he was making it on Instagram, it's very interesting. And then all the way to the back, the butt of the knife was a small piece of Damascus that you could kind of give like a quarter turn and it would pop out. It was spring loaded, and inside the handle was a small folding utility knife and a diamond sharpening rod, so you could sharpen the kukri, which was crazy to get all that to work together. Yeah. And Marco had
it was really beautiful.
Yeah, I think Marco kind of might have misunderstood the twist part. He was supposed to make something along with the kukri that wasn't normally there, like an extra feature. And he chose, I think he went like really literal, and he did a crazy Turkish twist on it that followed the shape of the kukri. But it was really beautiful Damascus, and he did mokumgane, butt cap, and finger guard. And the handle material you were talking about is Elfrin ivory, so it was like a imitation ivory, because by law you're not allowed to use that anymore. So Marco is first place last year at the Knife Show Austria, and second place here in Solingen. He's doing some really cool things. But Austria taking first and second place.
Yeah, and also the jury award. It was Richard Capella
from Salzburg.
So it was, so it was very Austrian. But very beautiful knives. And have you understood the topic for next year? Have you heard it?
Yes, next year is a folding knife with some kind of like unconventional piece in it that also folds out. So he did, for examples, like a small magnifying glass or a USB stick instead of a second blade. Needs to be something else that folds out of the folding knife. So that'll be interesting. See what people come up with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll get people already starting on that. Folding knives are a tough thing to do.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they had 20 entries this year. So I hope for another 20 next year, but I'm not sure because, folding knives are difficult.
Well, we were standing up there watching.
Difficult. I mean, everything what I see here is really crazy and difficult for me.
Yeah, but also to get a second thing to fold into the folding knife without making it like still be a usable knife. It'll be interesting to see what people put in it. So for the Knife Award, when you guys were presenting it and doing the announcements, me and Huber were standing next to each other, and Huber made a video phone call to Christoph Feichtel. So he was sitting at home on the couch with his kid and his wife watching the video as they voted him in, which was cool. That was funny. So I also stopped by your table. Usually when I go to a knife show, I buy some kind of a pocket knife, and I didn't get a whole lot of time this year to get away from the table for that kind of stuff. We're trying to do a lot of deals and networking and stuff. But I asked you for your favorite knife at the table, and it was the 500 plus range. You picked what knife did you pick out?
Oh yeah, it's always Chris Reeve knives.
Yeah,
because this one is very special to me.
It's the knife that got you started or interested in knives, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's still the holy grail for me. Yeah.
And we had a couple of meetups Friday night. We had a big group of people. There's a restaurant nearby called Alex. We all met up there, and for the second night, you had a whole bunch of people from your group of friends, and in traditional knife maker style, some meals were forgotten and some drinks were forgotten to be paid for.
Yeah,
seems to always be a thing with.
I think they were not forgot to pay for. I think they just overbooked us, because they were so. I think that the service team was just not able to book everything on every table, so they booked a lot of more meals than we had. This is my my idea how they did it, because they were always running with with this plates, and I saw them running back to the kitchen. Coming out again, running back to the kitchen with the same tables, with the same plates, and this, were difficult. But on a second day, we were about 80 people from 11 different nations. This was, and all knife enthusiasts, knife maker, knife designer, and all related to knives. That was amazing.
Yeah, I know at my table they had forgotten a few plates, so some people were finished. It took a little while, like you said. They were a little overwhelmed, I think, with the amount of people, and maybe stuff got charged to the table, and then they came back with the plate afterwards that they had forgotten. But anyway, it was awesome. It was an awesome night, meeting all the new people and you got a chance to talk a little bit with the maker of Apex Ultra with Tobias Hangler. You were talking about maybe getting some more handmade kitchen knives into your shop. Is that something that you're looking to do in the future?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that very strong right now. Yeah, this is. I think we need more hand forged knives. Not typically for the web shop, but for my brick and mortar store, because we are located in Hamburg, and I think there are a lot of there would be a lot of customers who wants to see hand forged knives and in a very high quality. So I mean, we are all into good tools, and the most, how can I say it? The tool we are using the most is a kitchen knife. So I think there are a lot of potential uh, in Hamburg or in the brick and mortar store for hand forged knives.
Yeah, I think they kind of go hand in hand. Even the people that are interested in the EDC knives and the higher end collector knives and things like that, they might not know it yet, but when they get into the store and see the hand forged knives that they can use every day into their kitchen, it's a great way to introduce them into that world.
And I know, I think you should hold it in your hand at least once when you buy a 1,000 plus euro knife.
Yeah.
So if it feels good in your hand, then you can't see it on a web page if it feels good in your hand. So yeah, especially for for cooking knives. So I mean, you work with your folding knife not that much or not that long like with your cooking knives. So that should really fit very well in your hand.
Do you cook a lot yourself?
Yeah, define a lot. I cook, I think, 2 or 3 times a week. I cut 2 or 3 times a week in the kitchen. Yeah.
And what do you have in your kitchen for kitchen knives? Anything special?
Or?
Don't say IKEA.
Yeah. IKEA. No. No, I have. I use a lot of the knives we are selling a lot in my shop. That means it's Kaishun or I'm testing right now Kaishun knives with Damascus blade. But it's a special series from Kaishun. I just don't remember Mikamu or something like that. And I also have Aspira knives for a smaller blade one from Tim Spira. I think you know him, right?
Yeah.
This is those 2 knives and a bread knife, of course. And what's the other one? I usually work with 1 bread knife and 3 other knives in the kitchen. This is a larger Santokuro chef knife, a smaller one, and yeah, I don't remember. I think it's a Santoku from another company, but not a hand forged one.
So I think most of these production kitchen knives that are Damascus are probably more stainless Damascus.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. So Albert,
yeah.
maybe you can help us out with the difference between a production stainless Damascus and a hand forged knife, and why she needs one for herself.
The stainless Damascus blades are usually laminates or something similar to laminate, like VG10. And as far as I know, a lot of Shun knives also are VG10, which is an awesome steel. But they tend to be a bit brittle from what I can tell. So we do a lot of repairs of these knives because they start chipping at the edge.
Yeah, especially around Halloween.
When they cut up the pumpkins, you mean?
Exactly.
I mean, they are awesome knives, but you really have to be careful what you cut with it and how you cut with it and what surface you cut on. Because, as I said, they're very thin, which is a good thing, but they tend to be a bit brittle. So the high carbon, like a hand forged kitchen knife from let's say Austria or Germany, is usually not that brittle. It might have something to do with the steel and of course the heat treatment. But the Damascus blades usually I own are a bit more forgiving than these VG10 blades. And of course, stainless Damascus is very hard to make. It makes the most sense to do this on a higher production level, like Schun does. Non-stainless Damascus is easier to make. Let's say that's why there is so many non-stainless Damascus blades here made by like small shops. Of course, there are some who do stainless Damascus, like Baker Forge, and also in Austria, Christoph Feichtel does some. I'm not sure if Tobi Hangler made some, but it's hard to make because they have to be forged under, how do you say? Usually you use argon to purge a canister or something, so there must not be any oxygen in your Damascus blade when you do stainless, so they're very hard to make. And stainless moves very, very slowly. So when you forge stainless, I think it's a third, that the rate is a third compared to like normal high carbon steel Damascus. So you need heavy machinery to do it properly. So that's why it's hard to make. What was that your question, Keith?
No, that was good. Just something to show her the difference between like production stainless and regular handmade knives.
I also think they are easier to to blacken, or I don't know how to call
the contrast.
it.
That's what I wanted to say. The contrast is usually better or higher on non-stainless Damascus. So that's I mean that's just the aesthetics, but that's why it's so popular, I guess, because it can get very high contrast. You with these productions, Damascus blades, the contrast is usually a bit, how do you say? It's not that intense. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think obviously in production they're trying to find a happy medium for customers for a knife that they won't chip or break as easily. So the geometry is not as dialed in, and the heat treat is more general heat treat for like a wide range of uses.
Not really, but with these Schun knives, they're so hard. They're
maybe too hard.
Maybe it works in Japan where they have a different knife for every cut, and they're very careful with their knives. But the standard European chef knife is usually a tank, right? So when you buy a chef knife from VMF or Zwilling or Dick or whatever, the edge is very thick. The heat treatment or the temper, let's put it that way, they use a higher tempering temperature so that the steel gets a bit softer. So usually they're around something between 55 and 57 Rockwell, so they don't chip that easily. So that's why they're so popular, because they're basically indestructible with cutting. With a Japanese chef knife, be it the Schun or something else, the edge is thinner, the hardness is higher, and that's why when a European customer owns one of these knives and he or she's only used to like German chef knives, which are tanks, they start chipping the blade. So that's a very, very common mistake they make. But it might not have to do anything with the knife. It might be a customer issue because they're used to something else, I think. I mean, I used quite a few Schun knives and I've never had any chipping happening to them. But we've seen so many, and we've done so many repairs on these that this seems to be an issue around here with other customers. Heat treatment is awesome. There's nothing wrong with the heat treatment on these Schun knives, from what I can tell.
Same here with customers, and it's a chipping.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that through the store? Like you guys have some like kind of guarantees on it, or is that like user error? Or?
No. We are also every Schun knife we sell, we are giving them the instructions. We are telling them either. I mean, you can choose between a German 57, 58 Rockwell knife. It feels you need to resharpen it more often, but a Kai Schun is, I think, most of our customers are they come for resharpening once a year, and with a Schun knife, it's maybe 1.5 or 2 years if they handle it in the correct way. So we give them the instructions. This is a Schun knife. It's very thin, but the edge in the middle, you can see here, this is not really for bones or for pumpkins. Be careful with that. And but that's why I'm using that them at home as well. I have never problems with any chippings. If you handle them with care, there's no problem at all.
Yeah, I think the explanation to your customers, it's really important that they know exactly what they're getting, and maybe the care and instructions on how to use the knife the correct way, especially for the people that are just starting to get into it. Tobias Hangler is doing a very interesting class right after Knife Show Austria, all about kitchen knife geometry and all that stuff. But I think it's already sold out. Something like that would be
that's cool.
Would be a really interesting class for anyone looking to get into higher end or custom made kitchen knives, so they have a better understanding.
That sounds interesting. I would love to join.
They spend a lot of money on that. Yeah.
And that's another difference between a let's say production chef knife and a custom made chef knife or a hand forged chef knife. Usually with a hand forged chef knife you can get all kinds of different knife geometries, and then a production knife it's usually a full flat or a convex grind, right? So I don't know any production knives that do, let's say, compound grind, an S grind or a hook grind or anything like that. So you almost have to buy a custom or a handmade or hand forged knife if you want to have a special kind of geometry. But do you know any production knives that do, like, let's say, compound grind, an S grind or grind or something similar?
No, not in the kitchen knife industry. No, I also never heard of let's do something new in a kitchen knife. I don't know why, because I mean kitchen knives are always for especially the German brands are always looking more or less the same in the geometry of the blade, and they never have changed a lot of that. I mean they are doing sometimes a handle with another color or something like that, but I don't know, they are not very in a risky attitude about that.
Yeah, but there is no need for innovation if you sell millions of knives every week. So the standard chef knife is the standard German chef knife is a very, very popular knife. So,
but I don't think they sell millions of knives anymore in especially the German companies.
You think? I'm not sure.
I don't think. No, I don't think this is. I don't think this is an easy going way anymore, since it was 20 years ago. I think there's also a crisis in the kitchen knife industry, but I'm not sure if this is any company or such some companies. A couple of years ago we had a lot of physical stores in Germany from Zwilling or WMF, or I don't know about physical stores from Wüsthof, but I don't see any Zwilling stores anymore, and there were less and less from WMF.
But WMF not only sells knives, right? They also do pans and pots and stuff. So.
And usually they came from cutlery, and a lot of silver cutlery and something like that. I mean, we are also repairing silver cutlery in our shop, and WMF is there since I think more than 100 years selling silver cutlery, and they don't do this anymore. But I get that, and I think it's just my opinion, but I think a cutlery company should do knives, but not into electric stuff like like an egg cooker or something like that. This doesn't feel right for me. So if you are a company like WMF and you are going into a lot of different ways, it means you lose maybe the knowing about making knives. But this is from what I see. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I guess if the knife sales are going down there, it sounds like that they're branching off into other directions to try to keep the same profit rolling in, I guess.
But do you really think that's the reason why? Maybe the knife sales have been doing so well that they were able to branch out into other areas and, let's say, acquire companies.
It's also possible.
Develop stuff.
You mean to bring the brand more visible for everyone?
Yeah. I mean, all the chefs I know, at least everyone has at least one WMF knife or Zwilling or Dick knife or Wüsthof. So it still seems to be very, very popular brand or brands. But then they start buying from us, so maybe.
And that changed everything.
Yeah, maybe there's some, but maybe there's some truth to that. Yeah, that now that there's so many custom knife makers and bladesmiths out there that people start to buy, like, let's say, premium knives or handmade knives.
Yeah, but like the VMF and Zwilling and stuff like that, when you get into a kitchen, like a kitchen knife set like that, it's probably the next step up from just the real cheap ones. You can actually you spend some money, but you get a better knife in a set instead of buying like one single one. So I think when people are moving in, maybe just starting as a cook or something, they don't want to use the cheap knives, but they also can't afford a set of 6 different handmade knives. So they go with the Zwilling or
maybe.
Yeah, and usually they don't want to decide because they don't know about what knife they need. So they usually buy, this is a set of 3 or 6. I'm good.
Yeah, that's where I think the classes like Tobias Angel is doing are really, really cool, and they're important. I think to teach your customers or potential customers. So I think he's going to be doing some more of those in the future. At least talking with him in the past, that he kind of wanted to move into that direction. There's a lot of knife making classes out there, like Albert does, where you can go do a 2-day class and forge your own knife and stuff like that. But not a lot of these ones specifically getting into like edge geometry and steel selection and stuff like that.
Yeah, knife classes are doing very well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think almost every knife maker around doing knife classes. Yeah.
Okay, it's cool. It's good to hear because I would love to do that too. Not to teach, but to join.
And that would be a fun thing to do for you and your employees. Get some people together as a out of work kind of thing. Albert does classes up to like 10 people, so you could bring everybody.
15, Keith. It's 15.
15. Wow. And what about the cutting? Do they cut themselves?
There's 2 of us, so I'm not alone. So we do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutting. So I always say, if there has not been a cut, it has not been a class. So because usually there's at least one person right at the end when everything's done and the knife's sharpened. Usually at least one person cuts him or herself. Yeah. But that's part of the process. So why should we the only ones who cut themselves like all the time? Yeah. But nothing serious ever happened so far, luckily. So it's been just minor cuts and stuff. Yeah.
So Maxi, do you have people in your store that do the knife repairs and sharpening for you, or do you send all that stuff out?
Yeah, we are doing knife repairs and sharpening in our shop, but we are not. Yeah, we are and some handle repairs, but we are not teaching.
And what kind of equipment are you using for sharpening?
Oh gosh, I'm not prepared for that. I don't know because we have. Yes, this is a long story. My father was a mastersmith and also and he was doing the sharpening service and also a galvanizer, and he taught me to galvanize, but not a knife sharpening thing. And he died very early, so I don't know a lot about it. And my colleague is also not yet working for us anymore, so our silversmiths are now sharpening knives, and we are looking right now for where to get new materials, etc., because the machines we are using are from 1980s, very old, and we are looking for new sharpening stones, and but I think it's a company from Solingen.
Okay, so like a stone wheel that you're using.
Exactly, like wheels.
And what's the most common repair you have to do in your shop when people bring in, let's say, chef knives?
Repair, you mean like the chipping?
Yeah, chipping, handle repair.
It's definitely shipping, or is it just a resharpening? If you want to say that it's a repair service, or scissors, like from gardening scissors or something like that.
Mm.
Or for, we also offer new screws for your scissors for your nails and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's an important part of the shop. I think to be able to offer repairs like that, you get people who want to buy something from you, know that they can take it back if they have any problems or get it repaired. It's a nice extra little service.
Yeah, I think so too, because we are also selling, the old soling and stuff, like nail scissors for they are more expensive, like 80-90 euros, and you need to know that you can get another screw for them in a couple of years if you need it. So it's not an €8 scissor from a supermarket. So this is quite a different thing. And we are still believing that that there are customers out there who are willing to buy more expensive scissors or knives.
Polly,
Yes.
go for it. The best intro ever.
That's a smooth transition.
That was the fucking the worst ever. Oh my god.
Gotta wake you up.
Just go for it. Kilns. This show is sponsored, and it's sponsored by minihell.eu because they got the next kiln for you. Go to minihell.eu and you can buy a beautiful, great heat treatment kiln. You have loads of options to choose from soft brick to hard brick. So get your bricks hard, I guess. And also 2 controllers, one easy peasy one, just set it and don't forget it, and the next one is a little bit more sophisticated and it has a dedicated app on your phone. You can maybe remotely control it. I would not recommend you do it remotely because kilns, they do get hot, and you don't want to burn down your shop if anything happens. So, but still, it is really, really good. You can go to minihell.eu, and while you are shopping for your next kiln, you can look for heat treatment foil and heat treatment racks for batch hardening, especially if you are doing a big batch of carbon steel EDC knives. It's easy peasy to heat treat them in one dunk in the oil tank. So minihell.eu, and while you are at the checkout, use Carbon 5 to save 5%, and you can reinvest that money on some beautiful steel or handle materials and make your next knife with great heat treatment and great materials. So minihell.eu. And now, back to the show. It's a little bit better transition, I guess, going back to the show. So
it can't be worse.
Yeah. Maxi, I have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
As you are working with in or for or at Knife Lounge, and you are specializing in EDC blades stuff and other paraphernalia, in the past years, what is the hottest trend currently, I would say? What is coming new in the market that people are really digging?
Oh, that depends a lot. I'm usually selling 85% to Germany, and so I know about the German market, and this is depends on the knife laws. So we see there in Germany is especially since they have the knife laws are more stricter since last year or 1.5 years ago. So now it is even more a trend when you want to say it, to sell a German street legal knife. So there is a trend for slip joint folders, small EDC fixed blades in my area. But there's also, especially when you are a knife collector, and we are also still selling knives for 800, 900 and more than 1,000 euros, but they don't need to be legal to carry. And I think there was an ultim trend a couple of years ago. This is still beautiful, but not longer high-end trend. But I think this year or in last month is purple. is a good color to go. Yeah.
I know a guy who has some beautiful purple G10. Keith, do you know that guy?
Yeah, he's also got a ton of Ultim because somebody told me to get Ultim, and now nobody wants it.
In my experience, Ultim is selling really good. So even it sold. I think I have some customers waiting for it for the next knife show Austria, which they bought some knives in last year knife show Austria, and they want that. There are some memes going around about Ultim being piss color, but it's fine. It's beautiful. I think it's amber color, and it's nice. And especially if you polish it, it has this nice. It's translucent, so if you put any effort and ideas how you are, like, let's say, CNC machining the tang of the blade, it's see-through. It's nice. It's beautiful. So I kind of dig it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, and I also think you have a very nice structure on the handle or milling pattern. I just see on your Instagram a post from an Ultim handle. So it's not only the Ultim and bead blasted. If you polish it and give it a great structure, this is still a thing, of course. And it's more the you can combine the translucent thing. You can look through the scales, not translucent. It's a clear scales, and you can also have a color on it. You polish it, and you had also the milling pattern. I think that's the reason why you're selling them very well, because your pattern is very special and the polishing finish. And it's also very hard to polish, isn't it? I mean, it's not it's an hard material.
Yeah, it is way harder than other plastics that are plasticky. I'm not talking about composites, but it's not that hard to polish. I mean, it's because it's hard and I'm doing CNC machining on my handle scales, it is actually easier to CNC machine, because if you don't have the right speeds, you need to go really fast for some plastics that are more susceptible to heat, so you do not melt them. And if you are going very fast, then you need to have a bigger step over and then you have like these not so nicely looking milling marks. And with Ultim, you can go a little bit more like conservative, slower, so you have nicer finish. And in the end, it is not that hard to polish, having appropriate progression of polishing compounds. But I love the look of Ultim. It's really, really good. Sadly, it's kind of expensive, but it's in my mind, it's really worth it, especially if you are doing something interesting with the tang and the handle of the blade itself. So it's pretty neat. I like the material. And
what about micarta? Is micarta still a thing? Because in Germany it is still.
Oh, people love, especially green canvas micarta. They dig it. They love it. In my mind, look, I have a little bit of hot take in this place. I mean, we are like an hour and 20 minutes into the recording. I can have some hot takes. And I think, in my humble opinion, I think that G10 is superior because it is way more consistent. And just hear me out. Just hear me. I already hear the listener screaming at me. It is consistent in that it is not as impacted with UV light. And if you have like green canvas micarta, over time, it will turn to brown. It will be a brown canvas micarta. So I don't know, maybe some people would like it, but I would love it to stay the same as it is, with this beautiful green canvas micarta, not turn brown. And especially if you're using like brown canvas micarta, it is turning to cherry color almost with UV radiation. So if you are carrying it outside, which most probably you do with outdoors knives, it just changes the color. And I just Maxi, it just rubs me the wrong way. It just, especially if you are carrying it on your hip, only one side of the handle is exposed. So you have one side is more green, the other side is more brown, and I'm like, Yes, I know it is lighter. It is a little bit different to the feel, but G10, it does not care about the sun. It's great. It's great material. Yeah, but more plasticky. But yeah.
Yeah, but also micarta is also more affected to your to the sweet on your hand and gives more of your special patina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that that. But look, I'm a guy who does not have any carbon blades in his kitchen because look,
Okay.
I'm a knife maker. I know. I just don't want the hassle. I don't want to just to keep it clean and dry. And maybe yes, I do have a magnetic holder for my knives, but if there is any tiny bit of moisture on there, it will develop a patina, a rust, And I just don't. I just like things to look in. I don't know. I don't know even how to say it. I think I don't care if a stainless blade scratches because it's kind of with the use, But if it is changing color and it is in some sense it is degrading, I feel like I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it.
But where do you draw the line, Polly? Why is a scratch not? Why is a scratch okay and the patina is not? Why?
You can just tell them that you're cheap.
What?
No, I'm not that cheap. Look, I think it is more susceptible to atrophy. It's returning to the base form. It's returning to the earth where it belongs. It's like an old Opel Astra that has rust all over itself. And you say, look,
bullshit,
Albert,
bullshit.
Albert, and you wouldn't say, look at the beautiful patina on my Opel Astra from 1992. You wouldn't say it's beautiful patina.
No, but why is a scratch okay and a slightly changed color in your, let's say, micarta handle is not? What's the difference?
Yeah, because the scratch is from the use of the actual use. It would not occur if you would not touch the knife, but the handle would change the color either way if you leave it like near the window. So it's basically degrading. It is changing.
Not if I keep it, let's say, in a box or something without any UV light. I think that here's my hot take. I think there's nothing wrong with micarta changing its color slightly. There's nothing wrong with a knife developing a patina. I get where you're coming from, but once you said that the scratch is okay, I got you. Because I get it when
no, you did not.
Of course, I get it when you say you want your knife to look brand new like all the time. Okay, so a scratch, even a scratch bothers you. Then my argument would not have been effective. But once you said a scratch is okay, I think
it's you. Look, you are not the judge. You are not the judge to decide if you got me or not.
That's true.
And look, it is changing the color. I mean, it looks different without your intervention of actually using it. I mean, a scratch is fine. It's a battle scar.
I get it. Yeah, so it's a patina, but one can say. But what about Kydex? Is Kydex changing color when exposed to UV light? No? Is it UV? Really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't try to get me again. No, I know what you're doing. No, it's not. But if I make a knife and I'm selling it as a green canvas, micarta knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the person carries it for half a year outside, then he has a brown canvas micarta knife, not a green one. And I'm like, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. Like the last show, you weren't here, but you heard it. We talked with Benjamin about putting numbers on our knives, and he has the ick of not adding the record on the blade itself, on the handle. He cannot put it because it can be lost, it can be broken. It's not the what makes a knife. So it's the same with me with the handle scales. I just I'm selling one thing, and after a while you got a totally different thing. And the same with patina. I don't know. I just it gives me a little bit less of an ick than the green canvas micarta changing the color.
Okay.
But I'm just too lazy. I'm just too lazy. I just don't care. Give me a stainless blade.
But is it knife specific? Because I mean, leather, for instance, or products made out of leather also develop a patina, or products made out of wood, for instance, right? If a wooden table, a cutting board, whatever. So same thing. Paulie, I'm asking you.
That's actually a good. Yeah, I'm thinking. Hey, give me some time to think.
Yeah, of course.
I'm doing like some deep thinking, right now.
Yeah.
I think I don't have an issue with that, but I don't make those things, and I'm very peculiar with the things that I make, because it's the thing that I sell, where I put all of myself, the way I design it, the way I think about it. I think I kind of like the leather changing color. I like it. But look. Maybe at the leather, and I'm looking right now at my leather wallet. I love the look of it. I love it. But in knife perspective, I'm looking from the perspective of a maker who is selling that. Yeah. And maybe, as an user, maybe I do not care. Maybe I love it even more, Maybe my customers do not care. And that is why they actually really love green canvas micarta. It is, for my Iltis model, it is the second best selling handle material. The first one is, of course, yellow G10.
I totally dig green micarta, so I'm a huge fan. But that's a good point, the maker's perspective and the user's perspective, because they might be completely different. Because when I think about it, of course, I too want my knives to have like a perfect edge, no scratches, like forever, and no patina. But of course, I know that's gonna happen at some point. Yeah. So that's a good point, the difference between maker's perspective and the customer's perspective or user's perspective, because they might be completely different.
Yeah.
Smart,
yeah,
Paulie.
I'm right.
You're right. You're so smart, Paulie. Unbelievable.
Thank you. And it's not even my birthday. Thank you, Albert.
I think that in the EDC community, I think that's a common thing. Everybody likes their stuff to be looking new for as long as possible. A lot of these people buy like the expensive knives and just to have them hang on to it, show some Instagram pictures and resale, so they don't want their stuff changing. But micarta is an awesome. I think micarta is I personally, even though I sell G10, I would pick micarta for a handle. Also, definitely. I think it has I think it has more character. It's almost like I don't know, like a living thing. It's changing all the time. Changes with the oil in your hands, with the sun. I like all that stuff. Shows some use and personality a little bit.
God damn it, you're so weird.
No, I agree.
Like
I completely agree with Keith.
Me too.
Paulie,
you are insane.
You are outnumbered, Paulie.
Oh yeah, by 3 insane persons. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I like my stuff to look. I don't know. I don't want it to change. I don't know. I mean, yeah. But yet, I kind of like the scratches on the blades. So I don't know. I'm not as insane as you three, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, if it's okay, I will make you knives with micarta handle skills. If you buy, okay, it's fine.
Well, Albert, when I get back from the US, I'm gonna go visit Izuma in Prague and check out all the different micarta options they have, and get a whole bunch of new colors and stuff, so I can get all the at least a little bit of each of the colors and see how they all do, which ones are selling. But like Paulie said, the green and the double black are probably my biggest sellers. Well, we are approaching the hour mark, I think, altogether with since we started recording. Maxi, is there anything that we missed? Anything new going on? You got some drops coming out or anything you want to talk about before we go?
No, I wasn't prepared for any drops, but just for the knife and Solingen. I think we covered not everything because we haven't seen everything, but it was an awesome show. If you are listening to us, So please come to Knife Solingen. I think it's an amazing show because it felt, especially this year, like a bigger show, like an American show. I think the Knife and Solingen could be I don't know all shows in Europe, but it could be a very influential show for the Europeans. So yeah, next year, 7 and 8 of May, I guess. I think it is. And just one thing we may have missed is all the organization from the show is all doing by a very small team from the Klingen Museum. It's not an event managing team. It's all the museum team, a very small team. And what they did was amazing, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, they made lots of nice improvements, and I think after doing it this year, they'll be able to figure out how to make it run a little bit more smoothly. This year, the sign-up process was maybe a little bit different or just new to everybody, but I think all that stuff is going to get easier for the next show for sure. And so, I think, like you said,
will you be there next year?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a booth again next year. Yeah.
Perfect. Great to hear.
And Polly will be there too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I promised already. So I'm coming. So there is that. I'm bringing new stuff. It's a year in advance. I'm bringing new knives. Be prepared.
Prepared for my Carter handles. Yeah.
100%. Purple my Carter. Hopefully that's still in, but we'll see.
Awesome. Well, Maxi, thanks so much for joining us. It was great to see you again over the weekend. I think we had a great show.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry.
God damn it.
All right, guys. We will talk to you all again next week. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye-bye. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen.